That's right, my friends. My videos for the 2K24 games coming up very, very soon. Continue today, and we're going to be talking about MyRise, which is actually one of my favorite modes in the 2K games. As you can see, there are two modes that we do have when it comes to MyRise this year. We have Undisputed, which is what I play, and we had Unleashed. Now, let's talk about Unleashed just so you know what it is. Because as it says right here, you define your own rules, and the wrestling company you built from the ground up is the hardest promotion on the indie scene. But when given the opportunity to share your talents on the larger stage of WWE, will you unleash your full potential or hesitate and hold back? Now, that sounded way too intimidating for me, so I didn't do it. And that is not true. I mean, I went with the Undisputed just because Roman Reigns unexpectedly vacates his championship, ending his record-setting run and leaving the seat at the head of the WWE table empty. Damn it. Will you take it and become undisputed or fall short in your quest to step out of Roman's shadow? So, I mean, you can see why I chose this one. I wanted to know. I do like all the little extra things you get this year, though, like you have the bump with obviously Byron Saxton and Kayla Braxton, just sort of giving you an idea of what's going on. There was going to be a big tournament at SummerSlam to crown a new WWE Undisputed Champion. And because your character has been hanging around for a while on the main roster, William Regal basically approaches you. He's like, oh, listen, son, I think you deserve your opportunity. And then, of course, you get to make your decisions. Are you going to be a good guy, going to be a bad guy, and who are you going to team up with? So I'm going to be the first to admit that I am not the greatest creator, wrestler, or creator anything when it comes to these games. But as you would probably expect, again, I'm not going to leave this on the screen too long, because if you know, you know. If you don't know, you probably don't care. The editing suite, as far as I could tell, is as deep as ever. It's absolutely crazy. You're going to be able to create anyone from any other company, and if there's a variation of a current superstar that's not in the game, you're probably going to be able to create them too. I mean, I think when it comes to creator suites, I would arguably say that WWE games are far ahead of anything else. Again, I don't want to say that with too much authority, because I never really play around with them. I am totally that guy. You make the characters and I will download them. So if you want to call me an a-hole, you're perfectly allowed. But again, I was very impressed. But as you can see with the person I came up with, I'm also not that very good at it. I did just want to talk about this though, and it was the same last year. I just want to shout out the 2K developers. This probably makes me no integrity idiot, but they do have give this an up and give this a down signs in the game. I'll never be able to get over that. Somebody pointed out to me last year, and I was able to talk about it on social media, but because we are doing this video, and like a massive egomaniac, I did check. I just wanted to say thank you very much. That stuff is so cool. There's also a Bold is Beautiful sign, which obviously has nothing to do with me, but I certainly can put them all together, and it makes me feel warm and fuzzy in my tum-tum. And yes, for those asking, did I call my creator character Derek Manpower? Yes, I did. Officially my NXT name. As you can see though, as I jump all over the place, the social media stuff is back. That kind of acts as a story hub to a certain degree, although you have the real hub as well, which you're seeing here. But it basically puts you in the direction of, do you want to do a main story? Do you want to do a side quest? Whatever it may be. I stuck to the main stories here because I wanted to progress through it. And again, you go and talk to people. And in this instance, you're basically getting a lot of heat from The Miz. He doesn't like the fact that you're trying to become champion because he wants to be the champion. He's on SmackDown and he just wants to make your life live in hell. So we get into the matches and we're taking on Dominic Mysterio. This is a qualifying match for the tournament. And again, I'm not going to stand on ceremony here, Mr. Wayne. I won, because of course I won, because I'm damn great. I didn't actually lose any matches when I was playing this through, but I would be intrigued if that creates different pathways. That's always something that I want to see, because while I understand it is a video game and winning is everything, that's why we have a game over screen. If there could be branching directions you could go in, that way, if you do lose, which can happen in wrestling, that may open up a different path to walk down, and I just think that could be pretty fun. But again, I enjoyed the story last year. From what I played of this year, it was only about 2 hours or so. I was enjoying it too, especially because Kevin Owens gets in your face, so you get to fight him, and once you've beaten him in the tournament, you have to take on Braun Strowman. So you see what we can doing here. We take on established superstar Kevin Owens, and then we have to take on a man mountain. Once again, I whooped him. What it does mean, though, is that when you do get to the finals, you are taking on Cody Rhodes. And yes, he talks about the fact that I need to beat Roman Reigns. I need to finish my story. So essentially, you can be an internet troll here. I mean, so many people are going on X and Instagram today, getting all mad that Cody hasn't finished his story, which I totally agree with. I mean, some people go way too far with it. But if you also want to be a contributor to that, you can. However, look what happens when you trigger one of the story beats. Now, much like the showcase mode, every now and then you'll get an objective, put Cody in the corner and go for a punch. And when you do, you'll get a cutscene such as this. So we're fighting, we're whipping each other into the ropes. Oh no, the referee got bumped, and because it is pro wrestling, he shall now be out for 78 years. Cody hits you with an amazing crossroads, the best one I've ever seen. He's got the match won, and then who makes their return to WWE, even though they said they'd given up their belt to pursue their Hollywood dreams. If you're saying anyone but Roman Reigns, you're not listening. He's going to pop up any moment now. I think I started this video a little bit too early, but he will arrive with his wonderful hair. And who's he going to hit? Cody Rhodes, who he just wants to make his life living hell. So essentially, what a hater. He could be in the hate of the Year awards. Roman Reigns gives up his titles just so he could trick Cody Rhodes, so that when Cody Rhodes doesn't win, he feels twice as bad. Now, this puts our character, in my case, Derek Manpower, in a very interesting situation, because that was the Spear of Death, or the Sod, I can't call it that. So he drags you over, and, you know, that's going to be a 1, 2, 3. I'm going to give you a spoiler. Now, I never got to the point where I really found out whether I was in cahoots with Roman Reigns or not, but the way that I was walking around, it certainly didn't see that way, and in fact, I would call myself a very, very good babyface. However, look at that. We do take advantage of what Roman Reigns had done. He's got that smug look like he does have in real life. He also says stuff like, I don't blame you. I know you and Reigns went on it together. He was trying to hurt me, not help you. But like I say, you may get to a certain point where maybe you can join the bloodline. Maybe you can go fully heel. I would like that just because I think it adds a little bit of something different to it. And it kind of makes it more like an RPG. And it would give it replay value. You can join once, you don't join the other time. But that is me completely speculating. But look, let's not face it. Rhodes has given you a little bit of heat here. I had you down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's counting like his Elmo from Sesame Street. And obviously the referee got knocked out. Now, once more, I never got round to the point where you do meet up with Cody again. But look at that man's face. He's pissed. You then do the rematch, but The Miz is just so desperate not to allow any of this to happen. He does arrive essentially to stop the match. Why he has so many powers, I don't know. He's drafting you to SmackDown because he's got the first pick in the draft, and he thinks this is some conspiracy theory to, I don't know, steal the undisputed title. But again, it's proper WWE nonsense. I quite enjoy it. Now, I do think there's hints that something may happen, because here, you may be able to hear a little bit in the background, William Regal is essentially going, I gave you an opportunity, but Derek Manpower is all like, I know, but people think that Roman Reigns is just sort of sorting me out. I don't have any skill of my own, and Kevin Owens is also mad at me, and so is Cody Rhodes. And because William Regal is such a Star Wars figure in all of this, like Obi-Wan Kenobi, there really should be a moment where you can screw him over. But again, I can only go off what I did in 2K23. I did think that had sort of fun left, rights, ups and downs, etc. And I can only imagine that 2K would have tried to build on that, especially because there are two different stories. Just notice the tattoos on my arm. They're so bad. It all does turn into a big...
Mobile games are going big with Google Play Games. Battle it out with...
I'm learning a lot. I never looked at that point of view.
Proving ground story after that as well, and Kevin Owens is kind of the first person to have a feud with because he thinks you are in cahoots with Roman Reigns. And I like the way that we do this, like you move into a ladder match at Clash at the Castle. I mean, that's always fun when we put the new arenas in there, especially because over here from the UK go on Wales and stuff. But also it's that fact there is a lot of playing wrestling matches. You know, it's not all just having conversations, as I'm sure you do know, although you do have to level up your character with stats, etc. But you always want a variety of matches with different objectives just so it doesn't get old. And who doesn't want to get a chair and smash Kevin Owens over the head? But I remember this, he screwed me over. And I don't think we talked about in our videos yet. And maybe I'm wrong here. Again, it's so hard to remember what comes in and what goes away. But you can throw weapons now. And sometimes, I think you hit the B button on the Xbox. You can throw the most horrendous chair shots. Actually makes me feel a bit oogly boogly. And of course, all the mini games return as well. We may as well throw that one in there. I do believe this was the same as last year, mostly because I remember sucking at it in 2023 and I suck at it in 2024. But I do think it brings a certain jeopardy to proceedings, and who doesn't want you get absolutely smashed with going for the title? But you have to be quick and you have to be precise. And I suppose if you were in a ladder match for real, you would have that sense of foreboding and that, I suppose, anxiety. So that was kind of good. Also enjoyed how I reversed him there and I threw him out the ring. Obviously, Austin Theory then attacks you in the back because he's a massive goober as well. So you get to do a match against him, and I suppose, given that you have just sort of reclaimed your title in a ladder match, I would describe it as a TV feud, if you wanted to know that thing. But at this stage as well, I didn't actually capture this, because again, I was trying to get through the main story. You do have a bunch of other people that you can talk to in order to either try and improve your stats, or just do other things that you may want to do to distract yourself. I can't remember his damn name now. Is it Tavish or McTavish? I think it's McTavish from the 2K23 story. He pops back up as well. And because I'm a big fan of nostalgia, even though it's only 12 months nostalgia, I did pop. And that's essentially what this match against Sheamus was as well. You basically get given it in order to try and get more stats points, which you can put into grappling or striking or defense or submissions, etc. And it does make Does it make a more profound difference? I don't know. But I do know that when I used to put them in my 2K23 character, I would see a negligible difference. Whereas this time, I did feel like I was more powerful quicker, maybe. But that just may be a fallacy in my brain too. But there is a lot of that as well. I think it balanced quite well between story mode and making sure that you're not just getting your ass kicked all the time. And you can do moves like that. I don't even remember giving my guy that move, but I'm damn proud of Derek. I thought I'd just show you this bit as well without me ranting and raving over the top of it, so I'll shut up and we can just react to it together.
I haven't been on SmackDown very long. But if there's one thing I've learned, it's that when our GM has a must-see announcement, it's generally bad news for me. So, Miz, I'm not gonna sit back and wait for you to try to pull one over on me. Whatever big surprise you have planned, I'm ready for it. Right now.
Gotta admire the champion trying to do things on his own terms.
Come on, Miz. What do you got?
If Miz was expecting to intimidate him, doesn't seem to be working.
Of course it's Kane. That's why I wanted to share it with you. I laughed out loud. It's the most 2016-17 WWE thing ever. But look, I do get it. It's just a nice way to get all the characters involved. Obviously, they sell Kane as an absolute monster. He beats the crap out of me. This is the last thing I was able to do. I know we've kind of zoomed through it here, but I played it for around about 2 hours, maybe just over 2 hours. But I spent a lot of time in menus and, like I say, making sure I leveled up my character.
You win a championship,
but you can't say it's not true to life, especially on WWE a few years ago. If you won the title, you did have to take on Kane, and as you can see there, you get match objectives, and the whole point is to beat Kane up with a chair. I mean, it doesn't work because eventually he grabs you in a choke slam or a goozle, and he gives you a choke slam into Simba the Still Steps, which is pretty devastating. And then, of course, he poses in the ring and he does his big fire. And that just, you see how this works here, right? It's like I always say to you, it's like I said to you about the showcase stuff. Do I like the showcase stuff? Absolutely. Do I prefer the MyRise stuff? Yes, because it feels a little bit different and you never know what's going to come next. But my favorite way to play the WWE 2K games is just on a couch with a friend. But when I can't get a friend, because, you know, I'm a bit of a lonely guy, then it's nice to have these distractions, and they are very well done. And I really would like to see the differences between the two modes, because I think that will give it even more longevity still. And when you do have yearly sports games, which is what the WWE series now is, I think you always need to make sure somebody that is going to invest every 12 months goes, oh wow, I can do this and I can do that. So while it is set up on the same template, it almost feels like an extension of what you did before and almost like a continuation. So all in all, I liked it. I liked it a lot. Again, I need way more time with it, but hopefully we're going to do another series like we did last year, where I will play them and I'll put little clips on social media. And this time we're going to do longer plays here on the YouTube channel, just because I enjoy it and it's fun taking the mick.
My bad.
It's a foreboding, and that I suppose.
Thank y'all for watching.
Why have millions of Americans still not claimed this?